Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros, at your service. Today I will be reading the September 18th Facebook post and making a few comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. Releasing judgment, receiving forgiveness, and gratitude. Today, every time a judgment pops up, instead of feeding it with our time, focus, and energy, let us offer our sister a prayer of forgiveness and gratitude. Forgiveness, because if we desire to reverse our programmed judgmental thinking, we must also reverse the thinking of the ego's world. That thinking that has done nothing for us but offered us frustration, anger, regret, and thoughts of revenge. Gratitude, because through her participation in our life, she is showing us where within our minds we still believe the ego's thought system is real. We have consciously or not asked for greater clarity, understanding, and peace, and thus have brought the situation and individual into our life to help us remember that we can indeed choose forgiveness over judgment, compassion over condemnation, and peace over pain. And so today let us ask ourselves, is a person who is helping us free ourselves from the ego's programming, who is freeing us from frustration, anger, regret, and thoughts of revenge, a person who is helping us find clarity, understanding, and peace, is that person deserving of being judged or being forgiven and thanked? Today we will talk about judgment, forgiveness, and gratitude. When we are aligned with the truth in us, are aligned with our true nature, we are aligned with the energies of love, of compassion, of kindness, of generosity, of peace, of joy. That is our true nature. We are our Creator's creation, and our Creator is love, and its extensions, some of them are those: kindness, generosity, forgiveness, peace, joy. Clarity. Now, when we're out of alignment, when we're not in our true nature, when we're buying into the ego's programming, then we're buying into its inventions, so to speak, its illusions. The illusions of judgment, of anger, of resentment, of revenge, confusion, chaos. All these are really inventions of the ego, made in an effort to separate us from our brothers and sisters. Because if the ego can convince us that we're separate beings from our brothers and sisters, then we can attack them without hurting ourselves. And if we can attack them, then they can attack us. And so we're going to need the ego as our buddy, so to speak, because it's the ego and us against basically everybody else, because we're all separate. Now, when we are in alignment with our truth, we understand that we are really one. We are one with our brothers and sisters, because we are a creation of God's source, and so are they. They are connected to God's source, and so are we. So we're connected to each other. So you're connected to your brothers and sisters. So whatever you do to them, you actually do to yourself. When you're angry at them, you will feel that anger within you. And you can play and buy into the ego's programming all you want, and that is fine. It's fine whenever you're coming from your truth, because when you're coming from your truth, you know that each individual journey is sacred, and so you have no need to judge other people's journey. When you're buying into the ego's programming that it's you and the ego against the world, then obviously you judge those individuals because they're not in line with your way of thinking, because you have a very limited idea of what's right and wrong. And because we're all quote unquote separate according to the ego, there's 7 billion different ways of viewing reality. So they're attacking your reality anytime they disagree with you, and you're attacking theirs. And obviously confusion and chaos results from this. But we can only be out of alignment for so long, because being out of alignment is not our natural state. And so what happens is that we go ahead and buy into the judgment of the ego. We go ahead and buy into the anger, into the reactions of revenge and resentment. And we do it over and over again. But the good thing is that the ego, unknowingly to itself, is a self-destructive mechanism. So we can only become angry so many times before we start to ask ourselves, there must be a better way of reacting and interacting in this world. And so you react with anger over and over and over again until you say, there's got to be a better way. Or you react with judgment or with resentment or with anger or with jealousy. And sooner or later you hit a dead-end wall, and or you get tired of hitting dead-end walls, and you look for another way. And you look for people who are themselves at peace, who themselves are projecting joy, projecting love, projecting compassion, projecting forgiveness. Because when you look at them, you see in them something you know that also belongs to you. You know, even when you're out there in the ego's programming, somewhere you know that you deserve peace, you deserve joy, you deserve compassion, love, forgiveness. And so after you've done hitting your head on the wall, you start looking for individuals or groups or what have you who are aligned more with their true nature, with a state of peace. And when you do, you start to align with those energies of peace, of forgiveness and joy. And you start actually forgiving those who are still out there in the ego's programming, in the ego's dance, in the ego's illusions, fairy tales, whatever you want to call it. And you actually start giving them gratitude, because when you are buying and putting your time, energy, and focus on judging those individuals, now that you've seen another way, now that you've seen there's a way of forgiveness, instead of sinking into that judgment, you simply see it and remember, whoa, this is not what I want for myself. And so you stop yourself. And then you thank those individuals, because they, by being the physical projections of your internal thinking, of what your mind still believes, then you see that, okay, I've been there before, I don't want that. Thank you very much for showing me that. I now choose to return to a state of peace through forgiveness. So we either have the ego's way, which is you judge somebody and then you get into that judgment and you get into that anger, and you can go ahead and be angry for days, weeks, months, years, lifetime. Or you can see that you're out of alignment because you're thinking about judgment, anger, resentment, and that clicks in you. Whoa, I'm out of alignment. Let me come back into alignment. And then you no longer have to judge them. You in fact thank them. You have gratitude towards them, because they are part of a process that are helping you heal, helping you remember who you truly are. And you do this through the act of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a tool that has been gifted to us. In reality, it's an illusionary tool. It's not really real. We won't get into that too much, simply to say that it wipes away the illusion. And so there's judgment, you forgive, you choose forgiveness over judgment, and that judgment is released. In reality, if we were all in alignment with ourselves, we would never judge, and therefore we would never have a need for forgiveness, because judgment would not even be an idea within our minds. But we're not all at that state. We're not yet there. And so we need forgiveness anytime throughout the day when we start to judge another individual, start to feel resentment or jealousy or whatever. We stop, we forgive, we come back to the state of peace. And so then imagine a world, or even, let's try even today. Imagine today, just when you're in alignment with yourself, where you're putting your time, energy, and focus into your truth, into peace, joy, compassion, love, forgiveness, kindness, generosity. Then you're in alignment with your true state, and obviously you're at peace. So you're in a state of peace. And then, when you're out of alignment, those moments that you're out of alignment, you now catch yourself quicker and quicker, and you give gratitude for that. And you give them gratitude, and so you have you have two emotions. You have peace, and then you have gratitude. So imagine living your life in those two states, or your day in those two states, being at peace, or seeing the judgment, forgiving it, having gratitude, thank you, and then returning back to peace. So peace or gratitude, that's where you can live. That's where we all can live. And then until one day when we just have peace. And we offer love and compassion to everyone and all. Now, one last point that I do want to mention is that deep down inside, you know that judgment, anger, resentment, jealousy, you know that that's not really you. But because of a past programming by our friends, families, peers, society, I mean, they did the best they could, but they only taught us as they were taught. And so we learned from them. But what we've learned from them, we now know it's not the truth in us. And so somewhere within our minds, somewhere within our spirits, we call out to the universe when we understand that we have some illusions within our minds. And unconsciously, as it may be, we call out to the universe, and you say to the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it. I still believe in judgment for X or Y reason. And so you make that call out to the universe, because what you want to do is be in total alignment with yourself. You don't want any more illusions within your mind. And so you call out to the universe. Universe, I'm having issues. I still believe in X or Y, and I'm having judgments towards X or Y. And the universe answers the call, and your brothers and sisters volunteer to become an example of that illusionary thought system within your mind. And so you judge those individuals for X or Y reason. But it's because you can see your illusionary thinking projected out into the physical world, that you can better understand that illusion is not really real. You can really get it when you see it in the physical form. And so your brothers and sisters have volunteered to help you align with your true nature. And so that, for that reason, gratitude is also offered to them. Because if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for their participation in your life, then you would have not seen that illusionary thought within your mind projected out into the physical world. And so let us offer gratitude to them for that. So when the ego would have us judge them for X or Y reason, and become angry and resentful and jealous towards them, let us remember that they have volunteered to help us remember who we truly are. And when they help us remember who we truly are, we start to offer them more compassion, more forgiveness, more kindness. And then somewhere within them, they start to realize, wait a second, what my brother is offering me, I know it's also within me. I also want that. I know I also deserve to be at peace. I also deserve to be compassionate and forgiving and kind and generous. I know that's me. Somewhere inside, I know that's me. And so your light, your lantern, lights the way for them. And so they helped you. They volunteered to help you remember yourself, your true self. And then you help them by shining that light onto them. Just shining your light bright, and then they would see it when they hit themselves enough on their head, on those one-way streets, dead-end streets. And then they turn around and they say, there's got to be a better way. And then there you are, shining peace, shining love, shining compassion, shining forgiveness. And then they go, okay, that's what I want. That's what I know I deserve. I deserve all that he's feeling, because all that he is feeling is truly him. And I know somewhere within me that is truly me. And everybody knows this. Everybody knows that somewhere within them, they are, the truth in them is peace, is joy, is compassion, is kindness, is generosity, clarity, understanding. All that in truth we already have, because that's simply a gift from our Creator, love itself. Okay, I took a little long, I think. But thank you very much for your time. I hope I somehow clarified the issue for you. If not, please always ask questions. always open to that. Okay. Thank you for your time. I love you very much. Please be so kind as to like, comment, or share the video. It helps with the listing process, and it might help somebody find this video someday who can use the information. Again, as I said before, please ask me whatever questions or comments you want to ask me or share, and I always do my best to answer back. And finally, please subscribe to my YouTube videos. I would love to have you in this community. Again, thank you very much for your time. I love you very, very much. And God willing, we will see each other tomorrow. Peace.